Hello everyone, Vincent here from HDTV Test here. LG Display, who is responsible for supplying all the OLED panels on all the consumer OLED TVs on the market today, is going to roll out two new key developments for 2021, according to a respected audiovisual website in France called avcaesar.com. Now, the first development is going to be the introduction of a larger 83-inch 4K OLED panel, and the second development is going to be the opening up of the 1000 nit special customized OLED panel that was only exclusive to Panasonic for the past 2 years. Now, if you're wondering how I managed to read this article on avcaesar.com and understand the French there, obviously I used Google Translate. I mean, I love the French language, I think it is really beautiful and I wish I had more time to learn it. But the only French I know is bonjour, bon appetit, kiss and toast. And I, again, have to depend on Google Translate to help me out here. And I believe, that may be some of what you guys are using to translate my speech into English when you listen to my accent on YouTube. But let's talk about the first development. An 83-inch 4K OLED is going to be an extremely enticing proposition for many of you who are looking to have as big a size of OLED as possible, but can't quite afford the 88-inch 8K OLED, which is the only OLED that is larger than 77-inch that LG Electronics or in fact any other OLED manufacturers can supply currently. Now, the reason I think, LG Display can now start making 83-inch OLED is because they have refined and they have done some calculations to utilize the multi-modal glass technology even better in terms of the utilization rate. So remember in my video talking about why the 48-inch LG CX or C10 is more expensive than the 55-inch LG CX or C10, I explain the multi-modal glass technology that with these OLED panels, they all have to be cut from a really big sheet of mother glass. And the current factory that LG Display uses currently would be 8.5G, which means that it is a mother glass size of 2.5 meters times 2.2 meter. And the current use of it before 2021 would be to cut two 48-inch panels and also two 77-inch panels from this 8.5 generation mother glass. But with 2021, I believe what LG Display has done is to actually increase the size of the 77-inch. So you can actually cut two 83-inch panels and two 48-inch panels from one sheet of 8.5G substrate. And I hope some of you math wits or engineering wits out there can help me out and see whether this is feasible. You can actually fit two 83-inch and two 48-inch panels into a substrate size of 2.5 meters times 2.2 meter. And remember, you need to actually arrange the glass either vertically or horizontally to try and make it fit. But if you can help me out there, I believe that is what is happening. And I think, opening up the market to 83 inches is going to be extremely helpful from the OLED camp's point of view, because so far, what buyers have been doing, if they wanted a TV that is bigger than, let's say, 77 inches, they have always had to go to LED LCD, which is why I think the 85-inch Sony XH90 or X900H has been selling so well, because, it gives an immersive 85-inch LCD picture that, is fairly cheap by any standards. And if you want to actually go beyond 77-inch from the OLED side, at least in 2020, you have to spend, £30,000 on the 88-inch 8K OLED from LG, which is the Z10 or ZX series. So by offering an 83-inch panel, it immediately opens up a new market for LG Display. Not only LG Display, but also all other OLED brands who are buying OLED panels from LG Display, in that, they can start offering OLEDs that can begin to compete in size with the 85-inch LCDs. Now, obviously, the price won't be as cheap as 85-inch LCDs, but then again, you are getting all the goodness that we've come to know from OLED, mainly true blacks, vibrant colors, wide viewing angles, near instantaneous pixel response time, no smearing of LCDs, and all this goodness, will be available in an 83-inch 4K panel from next year. And this is according to the Korean sources who have informed avcaesar.com. And I think that it is extremely good news. And I sincerely hope that the price won't be too extortionate. It won't be too much higher than the 77-inch OLEDs, because let's face it, they are cut from the same mother glass, so the incremental cost shouldn't be too much in terms of the production price. But, obviously, any brands who take up this and LG Display will have to charge more for a bigger size. So I think, there will be a premium to it, but hopefully it will not be as high or as expensive as the 88-inch 8K OLED, which, let's be honest here, is going to be really out of reach at that price, 5 figures, 30,000 pounds or euros or dollars, what have you. So that is the first development, which I think it is very exciting. Some of you have been wanting a really big screen OLED, but you just can't quite find some money at the back of your sofa to shell out for the 88-inch 8K OLED. The second development is the opening up of the 1000 nit OLED panels to the open market so that they can be bought and installed by any other OLED brands, including LG, Sony, and Philips TV, if they are interested. Now, if you remember the history of OLED TVs, I think Panasonic has had a custom professional OLED panel installed on their flagship GZ2000 and the AZ2000 for the past 2 years. And these custom professional OLED panels allow these flagship TVs to achieve a higher peak brightness. I normally measure around 900 nits after calibration to D65 white point, and also a higher APL or average picture level than conventional OLEDs due to more relaxed ABL or automatic brightness limiter. The reason why these OLED panels are special is that there is apparently a metal heatsink or some sort of cooling system installed behind the panel that can dissipate heat faster, and therefore it allows these OLED panels to achieve a higher peak brightness. And another benefit that I found with these custom professional OLED panels from Panasonic was that it manages to clear up image retention even faster than conventional OLEDs. So, for example, let's say if I actually placed a 10% window on a conventional OLED side by side with a Panasonic GZ2000 or HZ2000 and blast it, in HDR full peak brightness for 10 seconds, then the Panasonic GZ2000 or the HZ2000 will be able to clear up the image retention faster than the conventional OLED. And it helps with calibration, and hopefully it will help extend the lifespan of the TV as well, making it less prone to image retention and also permanent screen burn. So that is an extremely exciting news to hear that LG Display is going to open up the sale of these panels to any other OLED brands who are interested in procuring such panels, maybe to put it in their premium product. And I would be interested in seeing whether LG has taken LG Display up. Now, this may be confusing to you guys, but LG Electronics and LG Display are two separate entities. LG Display is the one who is responsible for making the OLED panels. LG Electronics is responsible for making the TVs that you actually buy. So, for example, the B10, C10, G10, W10, R10 if you are rich enough, the rollable OLED, these are made by LG Electronics, whereas LG Display makes the panel, the OLED panels. So they supply not only to LG Electronics, but they also supply to, let's say, Sony, to Vizio, to Philips TV, to, at one point, Hisense, but I think Hisense has stopped the order, and to several other manufacturers, maybe in Germany and maybe in China as well. So it is important to make that distinction. But I expect that maybe, hopefully, LG will take up this, 1000 nit OLED panel from, I say 1000 nit, it is an easy way to describe it. I don't know how to describe it properly, because I think custom professional OLED panel may have been coined by Panasonic, but you know what I mean. These panels that are capable of higher peak brightness and are less prone to image retention. So maybe LG or even Sony may actually adopt this and put it in their step-up models, and I think that will be extremely helpful, to some of you who want the custom OLED professional panel but doesn't want to pay extra for the Panasonic, because the Panasonic, the price is very high, not only because of the custom professional OLED panel, but because the Japanese brand has bundled Dolby Atmos soundbar and up-firing speakers together with the TV. And some of you I know have been asking Panasonic to come out with a TV that doesn't have all these audio frills, just the custom professional OLED panel with their class-leading accuracy, with their class-leading near black handling, just a panel similar to like the ages of the Pioneer Kuro monitors, just a panel, so they can actually pair it out with their own sound system. But, Panasonic so far has not relented. But maybe, this mantle will be taken up by other manufacturers on the market. So I think, those are really exciting news for 2021, and I can't wait until, CES, when I can actually talk to some manufacturers to see whether these new developments have materialized into their actual 2021 TV product lineup. If you'd like to watch some of our other videos on next-gen display technologies, I've created a playlist here if you'd like to click on it, and I will see you in the next video.